Good morning, my friends. It is time for us to get our minds aligned with the truth of God. It is April 25th, 2019. Are you ready for the day? April 25th, can you believe it? We're already almost done with the fourth month of the year. It's an unbelievable thing when I think about it because so much has happened this year already in my life, and I'm sure it's the same in your life. You know, each of us have experiences and influences that come into our lives that really have a big impact on us. For some, it might be a parent. Others, it might be a teacher or a pastor who has influenced your life significantly. For me, one of those influences is through a person, but it is a person who is an author. So therefore, it was through a book. This is a person I have never met because this person passed away before I was even born. It's a person named Andrew Murray. Now, Andrew Murray was a pastor in South Africa many, many years ago, but he wrote many devotional style books that have proven to be very helpful in my life. But one book in particular has become a mainstay for me. It is an incredible resource that I reach out to again and again. In fact, I have the habit of rereading this book very slowly in some of my morning devotions at least once a year. I think one year I actually did it twice because I was feeling a specific need for the contents of the book to be refreshed in my own mind. Now, I've teased you long enough without telling you the name of the book. Let me just tell you, the book is called Humility. Humility. If you ever get a chance to pick up the book, you can grab it on Amazon for probably $5 at most. You'd have an ebook copy on your phone ready to go at any time that you could just read through it. I find this book to reveal so many powerful principles and truths that I felt it would be good to do a series of episodes here on the Morning Mindset based on the concepts in the book. Now, before you get kind of disturbed that we're not going to be going verse by verse through the scripture anymore, let me assure you of one thing. Andrew Murray was a man steeped in the scriptures. He was a man who cared only about what God has to say. And so you can rest assured that the content of the book that we're going to be going over is likewise steeped in scripture. It's very, very powerful if you take it to heart. Now, to introduce the concepts behind the book, let's talk for a moment just about the concept of humility. That's the title of the book. It's good for us to have a working definition of what we're talking about when we're addressing the topic. Now, many of us think of humility as a meekness or maybe even a weakness in some sense. You know, some people might think of it that way. Meekness, I definitely think, applies. It is a characteristic of someone who is humble. But weakness is not at all part of the definition of humility. You see, humility is not demeaning your own skill. It's not talking down about yourself or not taking credit for things. Humility is a right estimation of who you are. Stop and let that sink in for a moment. Humility is not pressing yourself down, saying that you are not things that you really are. Humility is a right estimation of who you are. And Andrew Murray begins his book called Humility with a chapter that is entitled Humility, the Glory of the Creature. And by creature, he's referring to us, humanity, as creatures made by the Creator, God himself. And I want to read you a short section from the book as we wrap up here. He says, just as God is the ever-living, ever-present, ever-acting one who upholds all things by the word of his power, and in whom all things exist, the relation of the creature to God could only be one of unceasing, absolute, universal dependence. That really is at the heart of what Andrew Murray is going to be talking about in this book, Humility, that we as creatures are by default dependent on the Creator. So go through your day today with that in mind. You are dependent on God today, and God intends it to be so. Let's dig into this topic more tomorrow on The Morning Mindset.